For the fourth time, iLEAD is organizing Future Vista, the New Age Careers, a conclave that will witness the presence of dignitaries from various sectors. The panels will discuss the changes and growth in respective sectors along with new age career opportunities. This will help young minds to choose the right career path for themselves and also industries to build new enthusiastic entrepreneurs and a passionate workforce, paving way for pioneering innovations and futuristic ideas.
We as Indians have the entrepreneurial skill which I don't think any other country people have. Now we have that skill. We are the most enterprising race on this planet Earth. So all we need to do is focus. And I'll tell you the J. Paul Getty, what he said, that nobody has ever made big money by working for others. You can only make big money by working for yourself and then start your own business. And in this age of AI, it's very easy to start business because most of the other businesses will falter. This is the time to enter.
Future Vista is nothing but that platform where exactly the students get the test of industry flavor. They'll be able to learn a lot of things from the industry, stalwarts. And today in academics, what we do basically, we inculcate and we nurture the talent. And industry is that place that each and every individual, that students, they intend, they aspire, to do something to apply their knowledge and their educations. The industry stalwarts who are here today, they'll be able to give you that kind of test where you can satisfy yourself about a lot of the questions that is coming in your mind, what to do in the industry, what exactly will be a real role, and how they have built themselves itself. So that is also important.
Our topic today, I think you all are aware, is about business. Whenever we hear business, there's a certain set of things that comes to our mind. It can be anything. Like our chairman has mentioned, our principal has mentioned, there are a lot of things that can be done with it. But when you talk about the future of business, what comes to your mind first?
Business to me is it's not about whether you're working for yourself or you're working for somebody else. First 10 years when I was working in different organizations, I never thought that I was working for somebody. I was always working with somebody and always worked in the interest of the organizations. And then at one point I realized that, hey, I have some opportunities. Why can't I do that on my own? So it is not about working for somebody versus working for myself. It's about working for an organization for a greater good. So that's what business to me is. When we talk about future of business, it's 1 hour from now, it's one day from now, 1 year, 1 decade. Nobody knows what's going to be the future. So we always live in the present. But yes, we always live in the present with the hope that we are building something for the future, right? I'm always conscious about that. So I think that's a limited piece that I have for now.
Business is not, flashing your skills or just what you're doing on Instagram. It is much beyond that. Business for me is happiness. So we all think about doing a business. First think about why you want to do it. And when you do it, whether at all it can be population scale or not. So when I say population scale, start with probably this room, a bunch of friend of yours, then think the same problem can be scaled to a greater extent or not. Talking about my business, so we'll probably first test it in one district and then think about 806 districts of India. That is how you should think about business. First about your own happiness, and during the journey as well, that happiness remains with you. That's for me the business.
Let's try to follow a trend. What is the first business that you can think of? Probably, I don't want an exact answer. It might be first working machine, first working business. Probably your mind will be thinking somewhere about the Watts engine. Maybe even go back the Bank of Florence in the 13th century. Now, roll back. come 100 years after. Every century, something has changed. And there's some kind of a change that has been constant from that 13th century till today, and it's very relevant. That change is automation. Automation in its capacity in that century, there are socio-political, economic, and all those things affecting, but some sort of automation. Remember, even Watt's steam engine was nothing but an automation of a bullock cart or probably a horse carriage or something like that. Now, when we come to kind of an electric engine, it's some kind, like the technology might be electric engine, but what problem are we solving? We're trying to make it better, more efficient, more automated. We don't need to push in the key and do this car starting right now. We press a button. One step small automation. As we move forward, so I was just talking to one of my friends in the US. So right now we are getting these electricity wires, etc., etc. Trust me, in another 50, 60 years, we're going to have solar drones revolving around the sun, getting the solar energy from there, sending to earth by microwave, and we probably won't have coal or any kind of bijli out here. There would be a small battery in front of your house, जो आप हर 6 महीने में लगाओगे, and you'll get your full house powered. That's going to be, and it's not something I'm talking out of the box. Google में जाके आप nano diamond battery search कर लो. Again, some kind of an automation. Any distortion, anything lagging behind, we're going to get it off in our time, bring in some automation, and that's how new businesses are going to evolve and kind of rupture the older businesses. That's me, automation in one word.
More and more future, when we are talking about the word future in general, it's either to do with adaptability, or it has to do with technology, or it has to just do with the mindset. So what would your takeaway be for a young budding entrepreneur or a student who's thinking about it to invest or maybe make their own business? So if you could share a little bit of your journey with us, like what went through your mind when you were doing this business, or what are the learnings that you've got from the businesses that has not worked out?
From an entrepreneur's perspective, I think adding to what Diptesh has mentioned about automation and technology, I think most of the times when, as an entrepreneur, when we look at opportunities, when we look at future, we try to see, again, and I'll just pick up from where he left off, right? I mean, think of everything around us. Has it not been that we are creating anything and everything for convenience of the others? Yes? I mean, for example, whenever we think of a problem solving, I mean, if we go back 3,000 years, what were we doing? We were hunting and killing and just eating stuff around. But then from then till now, things have only become more and more and more and more convenient for us, isn't it? We always assume that there's going to be a little bit of pain to go to a university, face the traffic, dress for the university, I mean, and think of what people would be looking around us. So I think the moment you think of anything that irks you, anything that makes you put in some effort, is probably a problem for somebody or the other, right? So as an entrepreneur, if you're trying to find opportunities of where you can build a business, think of how do you give more convenience to other people. If you can do that, that's an opportunity for you.
You have the HR background, from where you must be interacting with a lot of people regarding their opportunities forward. So do you think really the mindset would take them even further, whether it be business, whether it be service, whether that proper mindset will take them forward, or do they need some kind of formal training with it as well?
This institution must be looking for people, and there are talent available maybe next door, next building itself. But the problem is of discoverability. Okay. So this is itself a population scale problem, and how the discoverability problem can be solved in itself. This now the next aim of government also is, which they are doing, solving the problem of discoverability. Like we are able to solve for cabs. When we check our phones, we are able to spot cabs. Can we also spot talent and jobs? How we should tune our minds, spotting the problem and trying to see how we can improvise and probably provide a very easy solution that might sound very convenient, but it is very, very impactful for people. So that's what my 2 cents for all of you out here is. Spot it and execute with ridiculous speed. You cannot wait. If you have an idea, go to use platforms like Lovable, etc. Build your first one.
You know, you're still wearing the India and Bharat or a t-shirt and then addressing, because to come from a area where you are interacting with people who do not understand the rural structure of India so much, but you belonging from there could see the problem, could see what it is. So what kind of a effort does it really take for someone, as he mentioned the word ghar wapsi, what kind of a effort truly drives you to bring in there and make a business and uplift everybody around you?
Number one is, see, nothing happens overnight. Okay, so when I went to IIT, we did not know much about IIT, so there was no courses, etc., etc. I mean, there was no scene of doing courses. So it was self-learned, given, हो गया, ठीक है. जाने के बाद पता चला कि okay, I've got into a very good institute. They're nice professors. We can go to US for a doctorate degree. Now, the dream of PhD and settling down in New York became very easy. So that was the thing. But when I went for a dual degree. So when I was transitioning to my masters, I saw that IIT Bombay was a hub of entrepreneurship. That was at that point of time a very cool word to be important in a friends gathering. Nothing else. कि सब डॉक्टर बोलेंगे, इंजीनियर बोलेंगे, मैं entrepreneur बोलूँगा. At least दो लोग बात करने आएंगे. So that was the entire thing. And then it was in 2010 when a guy with hairs like a fluffy dog, he went and gave a presentation where he was giving a presentation on calling a cab or something by phone. तो उसको IIT बॉम्बे ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया. He went back sobbing almost. Cut to 6 years later, I am seeing Bhavish Agarwal with Ola. That was the guy. So some of these stories were there, and thought I was pretty good at my studies, never stood second till 12th and everything, all that. So I was a typical first bencher. तो वहाँ जाके पता चला कि फर्स्ट बेंचर का कुछ होने नहीं वाला है. ये तो डॉक्टरेट करेगा, फिर प्रोफेसर हो जाएगा, या फिर so I got my straight away jobs in Boeing, Airbus, etc. सब हो गया, and everybody was happy. But then I saw a different level of swag the entrepreneurs were doing. They were doing research, they were doing business, they were doing customer calling, cold calling. So in Bengali we have something known as Juto Shalai Theke Chondi Part. So all sorts of jobs being done there. मुझे लगा this is really cool because I had achieved my, तब तक I got my doctorate call from University of Pennsylvania, and the last moment I thought, chuck it, I'm going to do this. But I couldn't find idea kya hoga. I failed in a lot of things. Eventually I got a job, went to US, but I studied Silicon Valley but that entrepreneurship thing was there in my mind. So I was continuously consulting for DRDO, was making missile control systems for DRDO, robots. So I was a pretty robot AI kind of a guy out there. But then, I found out that, okay, rural development is something that is very neglected. We don't have that level where, I mean, we talk about cars, we talk about phones. Do we talk about, our vegetables, our crops, etc.? It's not a fashionable thing. But you go to US, you buy a potato, you buy a bangan, oh, they are, दिखने आपको लगेगा कुछ खा रहे हो, and they're damn costly. India, we don't have basic. I'll say that I had a 3-month old kind of laryngitis, and doctors said that this will be happening to many people because of either pollution or insecticides, pesticides. So eventually I went back that path, but that's not my first thing to you. My point is not advertising about myself. So what he asked is mindset, very crucial word. What mindset? Is it the mindset of building a $70 billion company? Is it the mindset of adapting to anything? Is it the mindset of having 5 rupees in your pocket and talking about $50 billion market size in front of the investor? Is it the mindset to work for 20 hours a day? What mindset? Can you please raise your hand who are very passionate, very serious about doing a business? It might be for escaping from your job. It might be for impressing your girlfriend. It might be for earning a lot of money. Anything. Trust me. I mean, you can say.
We were talking a lot about the future and the future of business. But right now, what is right now, there is no such thing as present. It's continuously fleeting. So when we're talking about mindset, I feel like the first thing that should come to our mind is to not only think big, but to take action. As Nietzsche said, not just thinkers, but a generation of doers. And I want to become a bridge of sorts that connects this generation to our future generations in order to become thinkers and doers. Because right now we do have great philosophers and great action takers, but we don't have both of them at the same time. So thinkers and doers at the same time. And I want to be a bridge of sorts. And that's what I would like to say, yes.
And I really want to open a business. So what are the things can I do to open a startup? I don't have any business partner.
In the entrepreneurship world, we call it the chief everything officer. Yeah. So when you say that you want to do a business, when you start a business, you have to do pretty much everything in most cases, unless you are lucky to get a huge funding based on a PowerPoint presentation, right? You pretty much have to do almost everything, from cleaning up your office to making tea for your colleagues to hiring your people. I mean, see, I worked 10 years for like companies like PwC and EY, and if we needed to hire 20 people, we just had to write an email to the HR saying that we need to hire 20 people. But today, if I have to hire 2 interns, right, I have to sweat at night to hire those 2 interns, get applications. We get a lot of applications, then to screen them, to sort of do the interviews, then hire them, and then train them, and then see them go away, right? So getting your own clients, making your own presentations, serving your own clients, pretty much, at least at the initial stages, you have to do everything. And that's why we call ourselves as Chief Everything Officer. So what should you do to do a startup? Think of everything that you're studying in your entrepreneurship program or your MBA program, and all the functions, whether it is marketing or HR or finance or operations or supply chain. And as you grow, of course, you may not have to do it throughout. As you grow, you build your teams. You build a team which is very, very strong, and then start delegating stuff to them.
Most of the time, your business needs to be crushed. Somebody needs to demotivate you continuously. Even after that, if you feel that you're motivated and this will work, then your point 0 starts or point -5 starts. जब आप थोड़ा 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 करोड़ का बिजनेस कर चुके हो, उसके बाद आपका स्टार्टअप शुरू हो रहा है. अगर कोई फैमिली बिजनेस है, प्लीज डोंट इग्नोर इट. Sit with your dad, sit with your relatives, try to understand and what you can do better there. Because that is your working, rough work exercise to get something in your idea. So the mindset starts from whether I can struggle and become the biggest rock star of history. That was Shah Rukh Khan wala dialogue. The second one, when you're actually broke, then can you work that hard? And then when you achieve success, whether you can work that hard. But trust me, intelligence से working hard এবং गधों की तरह मजदूरी करना and then getting to smart work gradually will get you somewhere.
What is that one thing or a few things that keeps you awake at night outside of your job as a founder's problem? Like, what are the thought processes that you go through at night that, you're like, okay, I've done this, but then this needs to be done, and then that maybe you're getting a new idea. So how can they also go through this process of dealing with it? What keeps you awake?
I think I have gone through that journey where from a very, very average student, I'm always thinking about excellence now. We are always trying to say, okay, what is a new business that we can create? How can I create more value for my team? How can I create more value for my people? How can I bring in automation in this thing? So hey, I met this person when I was in Mumbai, and he spoke of this problem, and I think we can solve this problem now. So can I think of a solution for them? So it's too haphazard, honestly, because we are still building multiple businesses around, and therefore we are not a single product business. and therefore I'm still constantly thinking, doing multiple things. I'm also a hustler. Like I said, I'm the chief executive officer, chief everything officer of my company. So we do a lot of work myself. I have an amazing team, but I do a lot of execution myself as well. So I think everybody will have your own journey, right? And I think if since it's a parting question, what you need to understand is that there is no particular template to be an entrepreneur. There is no particular template to excel, right? Somebody will think that, hey, I can be a serial entrepreneur. I start a business, it doesn't work, I wrap it up in 6 months time, I wrap it up in 3 years time, I move to the second one. Some people will tell you that, hey, if you've started a business, it's like your baby. You don't just leave your baby somehow, right? Don't marry your business. So I think each one of you will have your own journey. Yes, it's very important to have some vision. It's very important to think about problems and ways to solve it. It's very important to leverage technology. It's very important to sort of see at least some far in the future. We're talking about Future Vista, and the first question was a googly, like I said, but you still have some vision that, hey, this is where I see myself in 3 to 5 years time. So, and what I have done is I've set smaller goals for myself, right? So for example, I have a certain number in my mind that when this number comes in, I'm going to put up a big board on top of the building in which we have our office right now. We could do it right now today. I mean, it's not that we don't have the funds to do it, but I have set goals for myself that, hey, when I reach this amount of turnover, I'm going to do this. When I reach this amount of turnover, I'm going to do this, right? So we've set those milestones. I'm like I said, I'm not a full entrepreneur yet, but this is what I'm doing.
You are a master of AI. Have one person who you can talk to. It can be anybody, preferably who knows the domain, a domain expert. Like if valuation is the topic, if he gives time, you can go to him. Or if agriculture is the topic, you can go to him. And in your own college, you will be finding right mentors. That is one important element for you. Apart from AI, think about people. Go relentless towards adapting new things. Do not be a dinosaur in the age of AI, thinking, boss, I will adapt AI at my own speed. Cannot. AI is coming for you, rather it has already come. AI will never kill jobs. People with AI skills will always kill your job. So please, relentless speed, execute. So my 3 simple points I repeat. First is execute with speed. Second is adapt really, really fast. And third, don't forget about people element. That is the trust element in your own lives.
In business, when you're starting, what's more important, like thinking about money or being passionate about an idea?
Thinking about money. I mean, you're not into a business, right? You're into charity. So of course, money is very, very important. Again, please understand, I mean, business doesn't mean it has to be transformative. It has to be something which has to go for an IPO. It doesn't have to be like a unicorn or billions. When you start a business, either you're working for somebody like in an organization or you're working on your own, right? The primary purpose is money.
I was here last in 2011, and after so many years, I can feel the same kind of energy. And especially when you are in between the students, right? We as a company deal with job seekers a lot. So to feel the real energy apart from digital energy is much more important and gives the right kind of pump to an entrepreneur as well.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity because when I see a number of young souls who are probably venturing out into new businesses, finding out new ways, after getting somewhere, it's very easy to get a lot of advice. But in the beginning stage, there are a lot of unstructured methods of approaching a business or a startup, where iLEAD can be a beautiful, beautiful facilitator to groom these young talents and become the next Diptesh Goels and the next, big shots.
The biggest mistake that I think entrepreneurs do is to underestimate their competition. Usually what happens is if I've thought about a good business idea, I will think that, hey, this is a wonderful idea, I'm solving a problem. But then I haven't really gone ahead and seen what are the other businesses doing around solving the same problem. So they underestimate the market. They think that the market is very big, but there are no players in this market. But in reality, there are tons of players. So for every successful Ola, there are 1,000 failed Olas. For every successful Flipkart, there are 1,000 failed Flipkarts.